How's that?
It sounds good to me.
All righty.
Let me pop myself in there. Poof. There I am. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning. How are you today, sir?
You got the winter look going full swing now?
I don't want to upset the kids, but my Santa had a leg injury, and if he's not better in time, I might have to step in.
Okay.
So every year we do this as we're the backup.
You're growing the beard out just in case?
Yeah.
And the hair? See, I should have let my hair grow out.
Yeah.
Next year I'll be mindful of that in case you need a backup Santa. I'll let the beard grow out and the hair grow out.
Yeah, that's it.
Because I'm getting to that point where I got the a lot of gray in the beard going on, and a lot of gray in the upstairs too.
I was gonna dye it anyways. I mean, I'll just dye it white. I'm easy.
Yeah. Okay. I got that.
Yeah.
I got that.
But we'll see. So he's gonna be in a walking cast. I think the week after Thanksgiving. I told him I put him in a damn wheelchair if I had to.
Get him a comfy chair.
Yeah, but it's outside. We're doing a drive-through deal.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's got to be mobile.
Got to be mobile. Yep. It'll be interesting. How's your week going?
We're crazy busy around here at the old ranch.
Yeah.
Between all the meetings and everything else, and doing, we have a ton of tapings for the senior center, and Auerbach, and Mark Auerbach's now doing 2 shows.
Of course.
A Wednesday show called On the Mark,
where
he's talking to other people other than entertainers type people.
Yeah.
And then he's doing his normal Arts Beat show. So he'll come in and tape 3 shows at a clip. Okay. Which means at 10 o'clock this morning, I'm still in this chair for 3 more hours taping 3. Right. He does phoner interviews, so bang, 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 bang. Just every half an hour changing phone guests.
Nice.
And then Senior Center Presents. We're taping that tomorrow morning, and we're doing a music show for the Senior Center in the afternoon. So it's busy.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing that, I think, in Southwick, too. I walked in on something yesterday. They're getting something ready. I don't know what. But
that's cool.
Yeah.
And we're more than welcome to run, like we're going to run the Keepers as a holiday show. So
Gotcha.
I'm sure if your Senior Center director, names to be left unmentioned, reaches out to ours, I'm sure it won't be a big deal.
I think they talk all the time, quite honestly.
That was what Tina was saying. Like every other week now, all of the directors in Western Mass have a conference call, but I'm sure they're on the phone a lot. Cindy and Tina are talking a lot. Yeah. You have to work together in this.
You do.
Because if you try to stand alone and do it yourself, you just go nuts.
Right. I mean, there's only so much material out there, and they probably a year ago didn't even think of Channel 15 like they do today, right?
Well, and like Tina was saying wrapping up her show, or the seniors are asking, hey, when this is all over, are you still going to do stuff on the air? Yeah. Because a lot of them are saying, well, it's a way to try something different that I might not try just walking up. Yep. I'll try it at home. Right. And then I might follow up on it and do a more advanced class, but they want to keep things, some of the stuff going.
Yeah, I would think, and less embarrassment too if you can't do it right. You're home and it's not for you. It's not for you. Versus,
or you can practice it until you get it right, and then go in and do it. That's a lot of people for exercising. I've noticed is that fear factor of being embarrassed about not being able to do something right. Right. And they just don't do it.
That's what's holding me back. Yeah, the fear factor. Yeah.
You work your butt off. You're strong like an ox. Who are you kidding?
Yeah. Big like a bull, though.
Well, yeah, exactly.
All right.
I'm just mush.
No, I get you.
Because I'm stuck in the stinking chair.
Yeah, understood.
But anyway, so what's happening in town? I know you have another drive-in coming up this weekend the Southwick Civic Fund, which you downplay so much, but you do a lot of good in town through the fund and your membership.
What do you do, right?
I know you're the driving force, but I know you have other people helping you with the Southwick Civic Fund.
We do have a great crew. Very fortunate that I think they do it because the money stays in town. Nothing against some of the bigger nonprofits that we all have in our towns, but I don't know. There's no dues with us, and
it's a buy-in for every dollar goes in and every dollar goes out.
Literally, yeah. No one gets a penny.
Yep.
It's wild. It's a good time.
So you have a double feature coming up this weekend, right?
I took notes because my internet here sucks, right? So.
I need to hook you up to the internet here.
Nah, it's all good. That's one more headache. Yeah.
Before you leave, I'll do it. I'll make sure it's done. So every time you walk in, you're connected.
There you go. So this weekend, it's going to be Saturday. Gates open at 5. It's Minions, which I think is a great kid movie.
It is a great kid. I like it. It's a good adult movie, too.
It is. I would never admit that, but I won't get out of the chair when it's on, right?
Well, there's adult jokes in there, and there's kid jokes in there. There's adults that the kid you sit in an audience, the kids don't laugh because they don't get it. The adults are they're trying not to laugh because they don't want the kids to see that that's an adult joke.
Yeah, and on the big screen that should look really good too. A lot of color in that movie.
Oh yeah.
And we bought a new projector, so now it's even brighter, and more.
Yeah, the guys over at ATC helped you with that, right?
They've been
kind of a consultant for your.
They're sick of me calling probably, but yeah. And unfortunately, my mental capacity is bigger is better on everything in life. So yeah,
I can see that with you.
Yeah, no, I want the better camera. No, I want is there one better than that? But I want to pay that price. So yeah, they've been great. And FM transmitters, right? We started off with this little one that looks like a cigarette pack, and it worked. Sorta, yeah. And now now we have one that I think I can do a 2-mile radius in Southwick.
Yeah, like 7 watt, 10 watt.
Yeah, that's something crazy, right? Whether you're listening to that channel or not, you are now. So,
you just find a channel. You know what I did when I was doing stuff like that? I'll email you the FCC database. If you were applying for a low power radio station in your area, you can look up and see what's available.
Yes, and
that's what I've done.
And we're on a good number now. I think it's 89.9 or something to that effect. But it's just amazing how much the better unit just commands the area versus what we had.
Good unit, good antenna.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yep.
You can get in a lot of trouble with that thing. I was going to put it back at Malicious, turn it on just Christmas music all day. So if
you could do that.
If you drove by within the mile, you'd be like, oh, oops.
That's what a lot of people with lighting displays do that too.
Yes, now I see how they do it. Absolutely. Yep.
I could teach you how to do. I could show you the equipment for a LED lighting display.
No, we're good. We're good.
You could do a drive-through in the Moo.
Yeah. Well, we're not doing. Unfortunately,
and sell hot cocoa.
Yeah. That's it. Usually, last year we did at Christmas. We did the town hall.
Yep.
And we lit it up. We won't do it this year. Having a hard time finding trees, and then since you can't go inside this year, you can't do the crafts fair. Then it just doesn't.
Yeah, I noticed that WOW moved their tree jubilee up to Roots because the Renova's way too small for it.
Yeah,
and they're also going to have Ken shoot a video of it.
Okay.
So you can see it virtually. It's like you can do a virtual tour.
Right.
They're trying.
Oh no, it's interesting, right? But it comes right back to your little group and how much you can and can't do.
Right.
We even tried doing a crafts fair outside the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Oh, it's going to be cold.
Where we do the movies, but I can fit 500 vendors in there.
Because you have a ton of space.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't that be really cold, though?
Who cares, right? People want to get out. It doesn't matter. My Board of Health shut me down. So.
Oh, because you don't have enough distancing and there'd be too many people?
The state's metrics on all this stuff, basically, it'd be a different classification. I'm only allowed 100 people.
Oh.
Yeah. And once again, I'm like,
That's not enough. Well, if you did it as they had to walk all the way through, could you do a continuous feed?
Yeah, but still only 100 people. So we were going to try to set up as 4 different parking lots. Then we were going to make it if we made it an event, like a crafts fair competition, and if you could build a birdhouse as you walked or something, then we could have as many people as we wanted, but it doesn't work. It just got too crazy,
Yeah, no, I get it. And they're trying to do what's responsible too. So.
Yeah, that's one thing, as much of a jerk that I can be, when she tells me no, it's no. I'm not going to sit there and bend the rules.
Right? Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, because you don't want to be the cause of something worse.
No. Yeah, and that's the truth. I mean, right now I think 9:30 shut off. Right, some of these movies are going to get over at 20 at 10.
Right.
So
that's close.
Those 10 minutes will be a peaceful protest. So I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I think they'll.
Yeah, and they get it.
It's about local enforcement too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to be, you're starting early enough where hey, we're really trying to make that 9:30 mark, they'll be cool about it.
Yeah, and they are. I mean, and the funny part was the way it's written. Since these events were planned before that, you kind of have a nice gray area there where you're kind of allowed. Like if I wanted to do another movie that wasn't on our list, then I'd have an issue.
They'd be under the new rules.
Yeah, but since these are already scheduled.
So I have a question to kind of divert from that for a second.
Okay.
On the actual 250th birthday of Southwick, I heard you guys did something.
We did
I know the video thing that we talked about kind of fell through. Just because it was too late in the
Well, what was
time
interesting with Zoom,
Yes.
you were still able to do it. So they contacted the folks in England. We did a Zoom meeting.
Did you record it?
Yeah, it's recorded. I think it's on YouTube.
Oh, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah,
Maybe
look
play
it up. And then I got there, of course, 10 minutes late because I couldn't find my passcode, or whatever you guys call that crap. But
Usually it's a link.
A link. There you go. So I got in there 10 minutes late, like usual, but I got in.
Yep.
And it was, they had an older gentleman, probably a little older than me, and they had a younger guy, who are their aldermen, or not so much. I don't know what. It's just different over there because
the government structure is different.
A lot different, right?
Isn't it like a parish or something?
Yeah, and
parish government.
Like they don't have a town park; they have a government park, or their wording.
Square.
Yeah, they're square, which is beautiful. They're on the water. I think their population.
You think we looked at it on the map once on Google Earth?
Yeah, so it was cool. Of course, I had a million questions. Nothing to do with the 250th. What's your pricing like? What's your food cost? We could have went on all day. It was a great time though. Nice. The funny part is they're talking about. I think the Who has a song, Pinball Wizard.
Yep.
And one of the verbiage in there is a town in England where they started playing pinball.
Yep.
That's next door.
Oh, no kidding.
Right. So this poor guy takes his camera outside his window and shows us the town next door, the skyline. Mm-hmm. But his backyard is as big as your studio.
Oh, it's like a postage stamp? Yeah, a lot of backyards are like that.
Because he's really in the city.
Yep.
And it was just, it was a great time. But, we tell him, I got 11 acres. You got what? Oh, my God. That's 3 cities over here.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people in Great Britain have tiny backyards. Yep. I used to watch a show called The Ground Force.
Yep.
It was a BBC show. It was popular in the 90s, I think. And it was all about them redoing these little tiny backyards and to make them little oases and stuff. And they did it in like 2 days or something. Yep. It was one of those, DIY shows.
Yep.
But it was just fun watching what they did with these tiny little spaces.
When my other life, I was in California quite a bit, and same scenario. We met up with some people that we met, business associates, and have dinner at their house, and their backyard. This is bigger than their backyard, your studio, but they're excited and look at this.
We do the water feature and to make it cram as much stuff as they can into that tiny little space.
And you're looking around going, oh God. Okay.
You have enough room for 2 people to sit, and that's it.
And they're excited. They can hear their neighbor. I mean, everyone. I'm like, okay, yep, this is wonderful. Yeah, but England, it was a good time. They had some nice questions for us. We had some cute questions for them, and reality sunk in when they asked what we do for our Sunday. I guess they have a Sunday lunch. So in their world, Sundays they shut down for the most part. It seemed.
Yeah.
So we asked.
Sunday dinner, right?
Yeah, Marcus Phelps was the first one they asked, and after church he has a cheese sandwich. So they, of course, we all went like, ugh, really? Okay. Then they got to me, which they shouldn't have, and I said, geez, we're Americans. I'm unfortunately self-employed, and I live that dream. So I call it Thanksgiving. It's once a year that we actually slow down and do something.
Right.
You're the same way.
Sunday's a work day.
Yeah, it's a work day. We go. So they thought that was kind of odd, but yet not, versus their lifestyle.
Right.
So it was interesting, I think one of us finally came up with some fake news about a turkey or a ham or something, made them feel like they were special. But
see, my in-laws, my old in-laws, family dinner every Sunday.
Yeah.
Unless you had something huge going on, you went there for family dinner. My family was always about Sunday dinner. You'd have some Sunday dinner, maybe not a lunch, but a dinner or whatever. You try to get together as a family once a week.
Yeah, I recall
for sure.
that. I recall that growing up, and I recall the cousins and everyone being over. Now my cousins are a phone call away because their father's ill or their mother's ill.
Sure.
You don't get together like it is what it is, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's only going to get worse and worse, not better, as far as the family tree and the
right.
tightness
Starts
of it.
thinning out. Yeah. And that's happened. I think that's a generational thing that it's happened now, where it's kind of generationally that you don't really. Get together like we used to.
Yeah. Well, now it's a phone call, right? It's a cell phone.
Yeah, that's one of the worst inventions ever.
Sure. Go back 20 years. Yeah, you were getting together on Sunday because that's the only time you saw them, and you weren't calling them 20 times a day or texting.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely.
So.
It's 24 past 8 o'clock. Would you like to take a break?
Yes, let's take our break.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Comcast and Xfinity.com, offering Xfinity TV, Internet, home phone, and home security services. Information on all that Xfinity has to offer in the Westfield area is available online at Xfinity.com.
Join us every Thursday morning
from 6 until at least 7:30.
Check out the Bobby G and Company Show
right here on WSKB 89.5
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
We're back. Wonderful. All right.
And now, as Bill Belichick says, on to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no, let's, okay, so 5 o'clock gates open for the movie.
Yep.
Minions is at 6.
Saturday, right.
Saturday night.
Correct.
Anchorman is at 8. There is
Anchorman,
What's that rated? It must be PG-13, right?
I think it's the PG-13, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that should be a good movie.
I might come over for that one.
Yeah.
I might come over for that one because I have a rare Saturday night off.
Oh, there you go.
I'm working a day shift at Mount Holyoke on Saturday, so I have
Nice.
a night off. So I might sneak over for that one.
Yep, and that works, right? So even though gates open at 5, Minions start at 6, you could show up at 7:30 for the 8 o'clock movie. We just...
I might go come see Minions. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah, but we park you towards the back, and then once the shuffling of the cars begin, we'll fill up the spots up front, you know.
It moves back around when the little kids go home after Minions.
Yeah, we had just did a little kid movie. Oh, the Casper, which I did not get. I thought Casper was like the cartoon Casper.
It was a different animal, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was lost because I think a lot of little kids were there for my version of Casper, not what I saw, which was fine.
The Casper movie was a little bit different.
Yeah.
It still had the same kind of kookiness.
Yeah, it did. It did.
But it wasn't, it wasn't that, yeah.
And after that was...
it's like that Geico commercial.
Yeah.
You know, that's the Casper that you got, right?
Exactly. Yep. And after that was, I think, Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. But 90% of everyone left. It was just wild.
For Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah. So the whole first 5 rows, like, cleared out. And I was like, oh, my God. You know, so, hey, you 6 want to move up, you can. You know, and then the 25 cars that showed up for Nightmare on Elm Street or whatever that movie was.
Yeah, because that's not for kids.
No, it's not. And I get that. But I just
But you know what? When I was a kid, when we went to the Wilbraham Drive-In, because that's where we went when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You'd watch the first movie, and if you were a kid, you'd sleep in the back of the car.
Right.
You just sack out in the back of the Country Squire.
Yeah. But I think the parents are tired by then, to be honest with you.
My brother said that. He had his birthday over the weekend. He's like, 9 o'clock, when we were younger, that'd be the time we were getting ready to go out. 9 o'clock, he goes, now we want to go to bed.
Yeah, you're done. Yep. So Anchorman starts at 8 o'clock. There's concessions, there's restroom, porta potty kind of stuff up there. And it is what it is. It's $20 a carload, and it goes to a great cause. So
I was kind of bummed because Friday night this week, the Mendon Twin Drive-In, which is owned by the Phantom Gourmet guys, the Endelman brothers.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So on one screen, they're running one movie, and they're going to run Trans-Siberian Orchestra with a laser light show, right?
Oh, wow.
On the other screen,
that's awesome.
They're running the Santa Claus, and then they're going to run Christmas Vacation. And I was like, I want to see Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
If you guys do that one, I'm in for that one too. I'll schedule time off for that.
Now, which one's Christmas Vacation?
Chevy Chase, the vacation movies?
Yeah. No, I do. I just...
Christmas Vacation is one of the funniest movies of all time.
Yes.
It really is funny.
If you go to
I have that one if you need it.
Yeah. If you go to the Civic Fund website, it has the other ones coming up, and you can probably look quicker than I can. There is 2 more sets of movies, and I don't know if that... I don't know if that's one of them.
It's one of the best. It's just too funny.
Wild. All right, so Thanksgiving. Let's talk about that. I think we're all set for supplies at Moolicious for the meals. We're up to about 200 meals that we're going to either deliver or get picked up.
Yeah, you say, do you have to register for that?
Yeah, it's simple. You either call the senior center or you call Moolicious, and all we ask is if we're delivering to you, you got to be from Southwick, Towland, or Granville.
Okay.
We used to deliver to Westfield and West Side, not this year.
Right. No, that makes complete sense.
Yeah. But, we just ask your address and we'll deliver it to you, or you can come pick it up at a certain time. So it's real simple. Last name, phone number, and how many meals, We're not going to fulfill your order if you want 9 meals, though. I can promise you that. You can do something else if you got 9 people coming.
Yeah, if you got that many people. You should have contacted Culinary here and gotten their
you still can.
Takeout.
And you still can, right?
I think the deadline is passed for that.
Oh.
I think it was the 13th they needed to know by.
Oh, nice.
If you beg, plead, and steal, you might be able to get something.
You might be able to get something in. Right.
I'm not saying that'll happen.
No, understood. But we're still looking for a couple of delivery people if anyone wants to sign up to deliver. 10:30, we have the delivery folks show up. You're out the door by 11, and what we do is only give you a few meals. We don't load you up because sometimes you can't leave the person's house. You know, they get you on the doorstep for 20 minutes.
All right, so December 5th.
December 5th, yes.
Your drive-in movie.
What is it?
It's Abominable, which is the Abominable Snowman.
Yeah.
And Christmas Vacation.
There you go.
You have to go. That's a good double feature.
Yeah.
I'll promote that one.
Abominable Snowman. Which one is that?
The newer one.
Okay.
Yeah, the newer one.
So something I probably haven't seen.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome.
Christmas Vacation is we had a tradition at the police department when I worked on the 4 to midnight shift. Is that right before Christmas, like a couple days before, maybe our last day on before Christmas?
Yeah.
Our group would all get together in the conference room downstairs, and we'd change into our PJs and we'd show Christmas Vacation and have snacks after our shift at midnight.
Grown men? This is grown men, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
it was
just
great.
checking. Right.
Yeah, grown men and women.
Oh, Jesus.
And we'd all, there was a couple guys who knew every word to that movie. It was funny as heck.
My kids like that, where my son can memorize.
Yeah.
And only mostly the funny parts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, he did. There's a couple guys who knew everything.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
and
wild.
I pulled clips from that movie, and it is truly. I love Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. No, all of those Christmas movies were great. Yeah. No doubt about it.
Yep.
Good times.
So that'd be a good one for December 5th. Okay, back to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so Thanksgiving, we could use a couple of drivers. If someone's out there that's interested, just call Moolicious 569-1700, and we'll put you on the list. Real simple, not a big deal. Cooking-wise, we got plenty of help there. I don't have as much family coming out of D.C. this year, which is a good thing.
Right.
Realistically.
You're just going to do like everybody else and kind of stay home and just with your immediate family kind of thing?
Yeah, but I used to have all my sisters would show up and help and spend the weekend. My aunt's still coming out of Boston, I think.
Gotcha.
With like half her crew. But, I told all of them, the masks are on inside the kitchen this year.
You have to.
Yeah. And honestly, it's just because of where you're delivering to, too. You just don't,
Again,
we don't need to aggravate anything, right?
Following the rules.
Yeah, following the rules. Sounds simple.
So how many meals you're capping it at this year?
Probably, I think we're going to hit 200 between the deliveries and to go.
Okay.
I think we're up to 163 right now.
Yeah, and I know that the Figgies are still doing their food drive, but we're not doing a radio show this year.
Interesting.
And we're not going to have people come in, but they got, I think, a business donated 100 turkeys.
Nice.
And then they got donations of more, and they're Sue's. You can always donate more, but
right.
Sue has got her crew together, and she's ready to go and do distributions and stuff. But I think they were looking at 200 or 225 complete meals that they were giving out this year. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is. Especially, we make mashed potatoes there, so that's a process. I'm fortunate. Tucker's gives me all the winters, whatever the squash thing he does.
Yep.
We're lucky there. Roma's gives us all the bread. We don't have to deal with that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank those businesses for helping you out.
They really do. I think Tucker's buys this. The funny part is I think he buys the squash already cut because they can. But Mr. Calabrese next door gives me boxes of squash. So
stuff he's got left.
Yeah, so I go over and drop it off, and they all, the poor kid that cuts smiles is like, "Oh, thanks." I'm like, yeah. I didn't realize you guys were buying it already done. I thought I was, doing my part.
Yeah, Chef Slattery came in with some stuff that was left over. I had my first spaghetti squash yesterday.
Oh, what'd you think of that?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I had it without any sauce or anything.
Yeah.
Just salt, pepper, olive oil.
Yeah.
Baked it in the oven.
Yep.
And it was good.
Yeah.
I was surprised. My girlfriend was surprised too. She's like, "Ooh."
Yeah, if you're doing the no carb thing, that's pretty popular, and it actually isn't bad.
No, it's not bad at all. I did kill the no carb thing because I had it with a French meat pie, but
yeah, of course, understood. But just when I try to mentally lose weight, we do the no carb thing, and that's a big hit.
Yeah, spaghetti sauce, not the spiralized stuff, the one you actually bake and then scrape out.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm talking about the spaghetti one.
It's about this big.
Yeah.
You can see it about that big.
Yeah.
And you have it and bake it. Get all the seeds out, have it and bake it, and then when it's all baked and you scrape it with a fork, it's like pulled pork. It comes out like spaghetti strands. It's sinewy.
Yeah.
And it tasted great.
Wow.
It was really good. I was surprised.
Yeah, exactly. Surprised.
I was surprised. It was tasty.
Where's he hanging out now? I know he was helping. I walked into
Chef John?
Yeah.
He helps at Skyline.
I should say I walked in the kitchen and he was in there.
Right,
yeah.
and he's also doing a lot of like chef consultations. People who don't have a lot of time want to change their eating habits.
Sure.
So he'll go in and help them do meal prep or make meals and just put them in the fridge. They can heat them up.
Nice.
But he's doing personal chef stuff, so he's been busy with that.
Yeah, that's a great little market.
Yeah.
And I would think there's not a lot of guys locally doing that.
And both his boys are in the program here, so.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. So,
nice.
So they've been doing stuff. They were like, can we borrow some equipment? I'm like, to do stuff with your dad? Yeah. I said, as long as I can air it on a show in here, you can borrow the equipment. Yes.
Yeah.
So we've been doing segments for Ken's Den.
Nice.
Yeah.
That works out well. Yeah, they're a pretty good group.
Yeah.
All right,
Yep.
so
some of the stuff they're turning out at Skyline, I haven't been to Great Awakening yet, but some of the food they're turning out at Skyline is unbelievable.
So here's my quick Skyline story. For a year, I've been trying to get a hold of her, and not
Lisa?
not trying hard, of course, right?
Yeah.
Somebody knows somebody. I've known Lisa. She used to deliver papers to me, right? We go way back. She's a great kid.
Yep.
They both are.
Yep.
So our apple trees were up to about 100. So now we're going to do hard cider. We got the application from the state to do the winery because hard cider falls under winery, blah, 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 blah.
Right. I'm first in line, by the way, when you get something done.
Well, it's done.
I love it.
I got to stop there after here to get more buckets. I didn't do the stainless vat. We got 60 gallons of cider. And the first
So you're
vat,
trying to get stuff from the head brewer, Dana, on how to do it bigger?
Well, that's going to be the next conversation this winter. First, it was, what do I
Can
need?
you do it?
Yeah, what do I need? And she hooked us up quickly, but they're so the bottom line is the first time I got to walk into the building. That's beautiful. They did
Isn't it beautiful? They did a great job.
Yeah, very impressed. I love the tables. They got
all that nice
of course,
wood.
the plexiglass is all up and all that, safety stuff. But
yeah, no, we found out that actually helps because it can get really noisy in there.
Sure.
And with those plexiglass things, I might tell her to keep them up because it does help you be able to have a conversation without getting overpowered in there.
Yeah. But it was beautiful. The vats, I mean, they just
the brew room is tight, but it's very functional.
Yeah. No, they did a real nice job for the footprint they had to work with.
Right.
What a difference.
Right. From when it was Fowler Farms.
Yeah, Fowler
or
Farms.
Zuber's.
Or my buddy Zuber, yeah.
Yep. Have you been to Great Awakening yet?
That's the one that I saw pictures of you at upstairs. Is it that cement?
It's the old,
the block building there.
Yeah, the old where the bounce house place was.
Yes.
Great Adventures or whatever it was. That whole space is just wide open, and it is
pictures look beautiful.
Yes, it is beautiful in there.
Yeah. And
that's one I want to go back to when they're open. I mean, we tasted some of their beers after Harry's show.
So are they open now?
Yes.
They are, right.
But you have to have a reservation. You can't just walk up yet because they're socially distanced, and they knew they were going to be busy. So you can go on and get a free reservation.
Yeah.
But you have to reserve, and they're like sold out.
That's the way to do it. I mean, that's great.
Yeah, so they know that they have people coming, and they're doing. You can buy stuff over the web and pick it up.
Nice.
On the side of the building there. So, Westfield River's doing pretty well. I think they moved back inside for the winter.
Yeah, he had a great summer. It looked at, they hustled. They weren't.
Oh, yeah. No,
everyone hustled. Let me rephrase that. All those guys hustled.
Just to keep
Skyline,
open,
Westfield, and that poor kid, he just built that place, right?
Great Awakening,
yeah.
They just opened a couple weeks ago.
Right, so they got stuck in the middle of the whole thing.
Yep.
But, no, it's amazing. And I just wanted to make cider out of those apples we had because I don't really spray them. So they're not picture perfect to sell, but I'm like, hard cider's
good for cider and pies, pretty much, right?
Yep. And right now the first batch tested, I think, at 14% for the alcohol content.
14?
14. Yeah.
Wow, that's hard cider.
That's Applejack or whatever you want to call it.
That's what my uncle used to make.
Yeah.
My uncle had about 6 or 8 apple trees in the backyard.
Yeah.
And he'd make a thing of Applejack every year.
Yep.
I tried that when I was a kid. I was like, woo, hello.
Being Italian, growing up in Westfield on Franklin, where did we grow up on Lincoln Street? If you got sick as a child, you went over to Grandpa and Grandma's, and you got what was it? Grappa.
Yep.
Homemade grappa from the tub down the cellar there.
Yep.
And you woke up a day later, you were fine. There
was
none of this doctor stuff, and So I have to laugh because supposedly my uncle, and it's probably hearsay more than anything else, but the rumor is he has one of the stills. I guess I got to call him out on that. My Uncle Angelo supposedly has at least that's folklore, right?
Right.
That he still has one of the the stills because my grandfather was pretty heavy into
Very well could.
moonshine and all the illegal activities you could do back then.
All right, so we'll have to do a show outside of this show on your cider making.
Yeah.
Next year when you're doing it.
Yep.
I want to do the car. You blew me off.
No, the car has been sitting. So,
I wanted to do the car.
Yeah, it's been sitting. That thing, actually, today's the day to text the gentleman that's helping me finish it to get that ball rolling.
The guy that authenticated the owner, can we do a phone interview with him? I'd love to talk cars with him.
Warren Johnson?
Yeah.
I doubt that very much.
Well, let's try.
He's not a talkable kind of guy.
That's okay.
And by the end of that conversation, we probably will never be able to talk to him again. So I'd rather do this messaging thing, and I'm trying to get an intake off him. If I can get an intake out, then maybe we'll do it.
All right.
Because it'd be nice to have a WJ logo on an intake sitting inside that motor compartment.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Yeah, people don't realize you have if they know you, they do.
Yeah.
But you have a huge passion for cars.
We do.
And racing cars,
and it's a disease, yeah.
I remember one of the first times I met you, you had the Ranchero.
Yep.
You pulled up in that outside of Patrick's place, and I went, what the? Oh, I like it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have a disease issue. There's no...
Well, it's a hobby.
Yeah.
My dad was like that. My dad was the exact same way you were.
Yeah.
And he was in racing, won a national modified championship with Smith & Son back in the late 60s. Then he met my mother, and he completely got out of racing. Until we were teenagers.
Yeah.
And then it's a disease. You can't get out of it completely.
You really can't.
So he's like, all right, my boys are old enough. We started going to the racetrack with him.
Right.
And he got back involved in it again. He started sponsoring cars and
Yep.
never drove, never crewed again, but, always had his fingers in it.
Yeah.
To the point where, he was buying engines for Mario Fiore
right.
on a national championship team in the year 2000, I think, or even earlier. It was some NASCAR championship. I have a big plaque on my wall of all the different 44 paint schemes that year that they won the national championship with.
Wow,
so
that's nice.
it's sitting in. It was a NASCAR anniversary year.
Wow,
I know that.
It's definitely a disease. We go to the track now, and I laugh because there's guys that haven't never left the track. My venture in life had caused me to leave the track, I guess. But you never leave it, right?
Right. No, it never.
It's always in the
goes
garage. Away. People are like, hurry up and finish that car. I'm like, it'll get done. That's the therapy, I guess, when you can go out there and turn some wrenches and.
Well, so when I bought my car,
I
could have bought the base model.
Right.
But I wanted the model with XM radio and sport mode. Because your car feels different.
It does. It does. It definitely does.
You could change the computer settings, and it's stiffer, and you got more responsiveness on the throttle.
Yeah.
You notice those things. Most people don't.
You can shut off traction control.
Yeah.
Yeah. All good times.
Oh, yeah. And I this year, I'm making it a point to go. I think I want to go to Thompson for the icebreaker. I think I want to go down there for the icebreaker and kind of do some of that this year.
I actually went, I think, last year. I mean, Riverside Park we would sponsor back in the day with my other business.
Yep.
Last year or the year before,
Ben Dodge and Raleigh Jacobs.
Yep, Ben Dodge and Raleigh Jacobs. Yeah, we would keep their pace car clean and the start.
Oh, so you were the guys that did that.
Yeah,
okay.
At one time it was us, and I'm sure at one time it was someone else, right? Whoever they could grab at the time. So we started going to Stafford.
Yep.
Because if I couldn't make it to Lebanon Valley or Englishtown for drag racing, they said it's still a motorsport. And
do street stocks?
Yeah, whatever was
strictly
there.
Stocks.
We just went and watched, and I would laugh because is it Bill Fern or the Fern boys there?
Yep, Billy Fern, yep.
Yeah, so I'm in, I guess, the tech area. I don't know what it's called, right?
Yeah, the pit area.
Yeah, I'm in the pits, but then they must have an area that they
tech inspection.
Tech inspection or tear down.
Right along that building.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there staring at apparently his car. I don't know him. I guess I do now. And he finally comes up. He's like, "What are you looking at?" I think he thought I was someone either building a car or another team. And
gotcha.
And I was like, well, the rear end, the way it's set up versus, my drag race. And then we had a great conversation, a nice talk.
Sure.
Figured out I wasn't a competition of any sorts.
Yeah, then they open up really fast.
Oh, yeah. But it was, and I'm laughing to myself saying, here I am at another racetrack. And what am I doing? We're tearing apart a car or mentally tearing apart the car.
Yep.
So it's definitely a disease.
Oh,
yeah.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It is because I miss it.
Yeah.
My dad got back into it. And like I said, we did radio shows when he was involved with WARE.
Yep.
we would do shows from every Friday night. We do Trackside Racing Radio Magazine.
Oh, yeah.
From Stafford.
Yep.
And we were doing them live.
Yeah.
And I was the techie guy to make sure it all worked, either in the studio or down in the whatever.
Right.
But we did. My mom still has some of the cassettes from that, and I've been transcribing some of them. And there's an interview with Jack Arute Sr. that we had. I mean, he's long since passed.
Yeah.
But just that interview with Senior, and then I think there was with a Junior too.
Nice.
And I'm trying to transcribe some of these, and I'm like, wow, we did some cool interviews back in the day.
My neighbor through the woods is Bob Pavleri.
Okay.
Now, I knew the
7-Eleven.
car. Knew the car growing up, right?
Yep, 7-Eleven.
But to meet him now in the last 10 years and the stories and the craziness.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys were nuts.
Oh, Bob's crew was
even his wife
notorious.
Was nuts. Yeah.
Bob's crew was notorious.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. But it just.
And they were a lot of fun. I mean, that was a great crowd. The Riverside crowd was awesome.
Yeah.
They were just awesome.
Yep.
You know, you got Dave Maynard's kids, the Gorilla Brothers.
Yeah.
We called them the Gorilla Brothers. These two guys were tanks.
Yeah.
They were twins.
That's something.
And they were tanks. You know, and then the Rosati.
Yep.
Rosati brothers.
The Rosati crew, yeah.
That whole thing. And Teddy Heber driving for a while. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Ted Heber, right? So Teddy Bear Pools.
Mm-hmm.
He's another one. Very soft-spoken, sophisticated, watches his words, his mannerisms perfect. You know, that's Ted. Versus, and I've known him for quite a long time. We detailed his vehicles years ago.
Yep.
But to see him, and then you look at Bob Pavleri, and I laugh because they're both on the track together at one point in their lives. But just two different animals.
Or a guy they called Gentleman Jack LeClaire.
Yeah, exactly.
Driving the old 22 that we had.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And guys, a guy that taught here did the paint job for that car.
Nice.
When I came back, I was doing something. I popped in there. I was like, well, I know you. And he goes, yeah, I know you too.
That's funny.
And he had a picture of the car up on the wall.
Nice.
That one car. It was like different colors mixed together. It was a cool paint scheme he did for that.
Sure. Back in the day.
Yep.
All right.
Now that we've reminisced enough, what's going on in the next couple of weeks?
We got 10 minutes left. All right. So Drive-Through Santa. We're doing that this year instead of the tree lighting at Town Hall. It's December 12th at 2 o'clock. You can go to the Southwick Civic Fund and look up the Drive-Through Santa, and you have.
I saw it in your events page on the Facebook.
Register, right? Southwick, Tallinn, Granville people. We've had some from Agawam and Westside apply, and we've had to email them back and say, nope. Hopefully your town will do something, but we're just trying to keep it local.
Keep it in town. Yep.
Yeah. So, and of course, our Santa's injured, so we're working on him. But that's a cute event. You'll drive through. We'll already have the names for the kids. The kids will do a selfie with Santa in the car. We bought a snow gun, so we should have snow.
If you don't have real snow?
Yeah. If we don't have, hopefully we don't have real snow personally. So we should have snow done just right, hitting the windshield of the car or that corner of the car. We're going to line up about 10 Christmas trees, so at least the backdrop will have Christmas trees in it.
Take pictures.
Yeah, take pictures. And we'll either take a picture and email it to you, or we'll use your phone and do a selfie. But it's selfies with Santa. So it'll be interesting. Everyone's going to wear a mask,
Yep.
The whole 9 yards.
So the big thing is to find out events, look up the Southwick Civic Fund.
Yes.
You have a website of the same name if you Google that, and you also have a Facebook page with all the events calendar on it.
Yep, and that seems to play into everything, right?
Right.
All right.
By the way, the funny note I just popped up in my Facebook page.
What's that?
It's John Catania's birthday, and he was a member of the 44 Racing Crew.
Oh, look at that.
He was just a kid then, too.
Sure. All right, and the last thing we have today to talk about.
Yes.
Today, from 2 to 6 at Wally Park is what? Can you guess it?
2 to 6 at Wally Park today.
Yeah, nice and cold out.
I don't know. You going to do a run?
No, we're going to do a flu clinic.
Oh.
How's that?
See, Tina did a drive-through because she's got that whole drive-through thing figured out.
Right.
They did a drive-through flu clinic. You going to do the same thing as a drive-through?
I think they're getting out of the car, but it may end up being a drive-through, to be quite honest with you. I have no idea. They weren't arguing, but our Board of Health wanted. We had some tents that were donated by
good.
Fox Boys, which we used for the senior center all summer, right? Worked
out
great
I saw them out
in the parking lot. Everyone had a good time.
Yep.
So we pulled them just before the election because they were in the way.
Right.
And then they're like, what about our flu clinic? I'm like, what flu clinic? We didn't know about a flu clinic. So we ended up at Wally Park because there's shelter, there's restrooms, which I got to text somebody, make sure they're open. and it'll work, but it's it's open, right? It's not covered. It's not a building, but we'll make it work. So maybe it might end up being a drive-through for all I know, but it is from 2 to 6. It's open from 3 years old and up for kids or adults. Bring your insurance card, they said.
Yep.
And you can go online. It looks like at stgrsd.org/flu clinic. And, of course, it's all to do with the governor's mandate by December 31st that the kids all have to have the flu shot.
Yeah, so that's for the kids, for the Southwick Tualatin Regional School District.
I think all the state itself, I believe, right?
There was a mandate this year, yes. If you want your child to attend school.
And I think that's probably the key word.
Attend. If you're remote, you don't necessarily do it. It's not a bad idea generally.
Right.
It's not a bad idea generally to get one because it may not completely block the symptoms, but it'll make them less.
Right. Whichever strain it is and all that.
To actually come to school,
you
need to get the flu shot this year.
By December 31st.
If you're completely remote, well, okay. But you should get it anyway.
Well, we were lucky, right? Because Southwick, we went back to school to begin with, which I think a lot of parents were happy about.
Yep.
Regardless, the sports thing probably didn't go the way that everyone thought it should. But
well, even then, that was very limited even for Westfield. So
and then here we are. I think we've been out for 2 weeks.
We're still going strong.
Yep. I think we're scheduled to go back on the 30th, but it's interesting because they did something, and I don't want to get into the semantics of it, but something to do with the union and the school system. And my gut feeling is they did whatever they had to do to be able to open to have school.
Yep.
And it worked. But unfortunately, we were tied in with Hampden County somehow as a whole. So once their uptick went wherever it went, we were forced to close the schools. Now, that's all been renegotiated, is my understanding, and they've cleaned up the language, so maybe we're not as tied in with that number.
Yeah.
But quite honestly, and as soon as... and
it's all about context, too, because Joe Rouse was saying, well, our numbers went up, but it was Westfield State and one nursing home.
Yes, right. Literally, yeah.
Literally. There was one other case outside of that.
Right, and I think right now we're at either 30 or 33. Don't quote me to get me in trouble, but we've never been that high. We averaged during the height over the winter was 6 or 7 cases, maybe 11 at one time.
Yep.
But now it's up there. But no cluster. She can bring it right back to a certain family. Dad brought it home from work per se, and
it spreads quickly.
Yeah.
And then you get over it, you get better. So
So it hasn't been so much a huge school to do.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
all right, we got to wrap it up in about a minute here. What else we got? Anything else?
That's it. Flu clinic today from 2 to 6. Stop by. I don't think we're providing you with anything other than a damn shot. So
that's okay.
There's no Girl Scout cookies and there's no coffee, right?
There you go.
All right. Have a great week. Enjoy your holiday, and we'll talk to you soon.